Hello, I'm Katie. Welcome back. Lately on the channel we have been focusing on this series of yoga melts where we're doing long hold yoga poses to melt tension, increase your flexibility and help you to relax. So this video is focusing on the lower back. We're going to get a nice deep stretch into the lower back and we'll relax while we're doing it. So you might need a yoga block or a cushion for this practice. We'll be sitting on the mat for the entire time, and sitting on something can make it a little bit easier. If you do like this video at the end, I would be really grateful if you could leave it a thumbs up. It encourages YouTube to show these videos to more people, which would really help me out. So if you need to press pause to get that cushion or yoga block, go ahead and do that now, and then I'll meet you back here when you're ready. So we're going to begin sitting on the mat, just taking a minute or two to find our breath. Sometimes it's tempting to just go straight into the stretch, but if you can cultivate a nice, calm, relaxed breath, it's actually going to make your stretching much more effective. So that's what we're going to do. You can sit up on that cushion or yoga block and then find your most comfortable way to sit, lengthening up your spine as best you can, maybe closing your eyes or relaxing your gaze. Drop your shoulders away from your ears, unclench your jaw. Now focus on all those tiny little muscles you have around your face. These are often tight, especially around our mouth and our eyebrows. So just take some time to visit them all and ask them to soften. And as your face becomes a little more spacious, you might feel that wave of relaxation starting at your head and traveling all the way down to your feet. Now we'll bring the awareness to our breath, breathing in through your nostrils, out through your mouth. Each inhale is making you feel more relaxed, and each exhale is getting tension out of your body. You might encourage your breath to go a little bit deeper, filling up your belly a little more with each inhale, and then collapsing or emptying your belly with each exhale. Before we move on, just check in on your shoulders again. Make sure they're still soft. Make sure your jaw hasn't clenched back up. And revisit all those tiny facial muscles, making sure they're still soft. Sit a little taller if you can. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth and blow it out. Open your eyes when you're ready. And we'll make our way into our first pose, which is a seated forward fold. So you can just sit with your legs out long in front of you. Again, here sitting on a cushion or yoga block will make this a little bit easier. And then we're simply inhaling to reach our hands up, lengthen your spine, and exhale to hinge at your hips, dropping your hands down either side of your legs. Now don't get caught up on how this looks. I think there's usually a bit of a fixation on trying to touch our toes in yoga. You really don't have to. It's just about how it feels for you. So if you want to make this a bit easier, you can take a bend into your knees. That will help you to keep your back nice and straight. You can just fidget around rather, and find what works for you. Once you feel settled, drop your nose towards your knees. Find your breath. We'll stay here for 2 minutes. Just checking in here, making sure you're still focused on your body. You haven't been taken away by some worldly thoughts. If you have, that's okay. Just come back to your breath. Notice how each inhale lifts you up slightly out of the pose, and then each exhale helps you to sink a little bit deeper when your belly is empty. With your next inhale, push yourself away from your mat, coming back up. And now we'll come into head to knee pose. So start by bringing your right foot into your left thigh, supporting this knee with a yoga block or cushion if needed. And then same thing again, we're inhaling to stretch up, exhale to hinge at the hips, dropping these hands down wherever they land on the left leg. Ask your nose to go closer to your knee if it can. You'll start to feel this within the right side of your lower back. So send your breath into any tension you feel. Your breath will be able to dislodge that tension, and then your exhale will take it out of your body. Before we settle into the pose, just relax your shoulders, loosen your jaw, make your facial muscles soft. Now let gravity and your breath do all the work for the next 2 minutes. Taking your last breath in this pose. Use your next inhale to push yourself away from the mat. Before we release this leg, here is a little optional stretch that I like to do after this pose. So you can bring, again, optional, it's not going to be a long pose, but I just think it feels really good if you bring your right hand behind you and then lift up onto this knee as you do a big stretch all through the left side of your body. Keep pushing your hips forward and up, and then we'll come back down. So now you can release that foot, shake out your legs, and we'll take it to the other side. Taking time to settle into this side of the pose. Sending your breath into your lower back on the left side. Your challenge for the rest of this hold is to keep your mind with your body. Anytime you notice it drifting off, take it back to the sensations you feel, or take it back to your breath. Take your last breath here on this side. Use your next inhale to push the floor away from you, coming back up, and again that optional stretch, bringing your left hand back behind you. Big rainbow. Come back down when you're ready. Send both legs out and shake them off. Now we've been folding forward on the body a lot, so we're just going to do a brief reverse tabletop pose. So you can have your knees bent for an easier version, or you can keep your legs long for a harder version. Then you're lifting your shoulders up towards your ears, dropping your hands behind you with your fingers facing forward, and then lift your hips up. Gently drop your head back. We're just here for 10 seconds. Keep breathing. Keep your hips nice and high for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back down onto the mat. And now we'll come down to lie on the back of the body. Slowly rolling your back to the mat. And once you're there, you can bring your knees up towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. This is called air releasing pose. Make sure you haven't crossed your ankles here. I know a lot of people will do that naturally, but try to keep your feet right beside each other, and that will give you a more equal stretch into both sides of your back and your hips. Relaxing your jaw again, softening your face, dropping your shoulders to the ground, and just giving yourself a really big hug here. for your last few breaths. Keep encouraging those deep belly breaths, even though it's harder with your legs in the way. Each exhale might help you to squeeze a little tighter, loosening up your lower back. If you want here, you can gently rock from side to side, massaging your lower back. You can also make circles with your knees. And if you are doing circles, make sure to switch direction. You can also take this time to rotate your ankles. It can feel really good. So just a little bit of freestyle here to get rid of anything from your lower back before we end our practice. And once you are satisfied, you can unfurl yourself out into Savasana pose with your legs long, feet as wide apart as they need to be, arms also taking up lots of space, palms facing up, shoulders relaxing. We're going to take 2 minutes here in Savasana. Your body will soak up the benefits of the poses that you've done. So take a big breath in, and as you exhale, drop everything to the floor. Give your entire body permission to relax. And just be here for the next few moments. You're welcome to stay here for longer. But if you are ready to come back, you can start to slowly wake yourself up. Maybe making little movements. Now you can slowly start to pick yourself up, coming back into that seat that we had at the beginning of the practice. And we'll end the practice as we started, just by taking a few quiet breaths together. So try to sit tall if you can. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Breathe in through your nostrils. Open your mouth and exhale. Repeat that a few more times. When you're ready, you can open your eyes again. Well done for showing up and for doing this practice. I'm really happy that you're here and you did this practice with me, so thank you so much. If you did like it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And there's more practices just like this. They're all in this Yoga Melt series, which I have all in this playlist and also linked in the description below. So I'll see you next time, but until then, take care and goodbye.